Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history. He just died. He
just died.
He literally just keeled over and died.
He wore a metal nose made out of silver because he lost his real nose in a duel.
Tycho gave his own moose alcohol, and it fell down the stairs and died.
So I can't find a Wikipedia article on the donut Earth theory.
Okay, donut Earth is not a valid theory that is held very fondly.
What is the donut Earth theory?
It's just
Does it
the idea
posit that
that
the Earth is a massive donut hurling through space?
Yes, the Earth is shaped like a donut, and the moon is the donut hole. That's the entire theory. That's all it is.
What?
As the Earth spins, the moon, the donut hole, it keeps weaving in throughout the thing, and that's why the moon disappears sometimes and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, because it weaves, in and out through the donut hole.
This cannot be an actual theory, surely.
No, it's very real.
No, it's very real, and
Definitely.
several people.
I actually believe it. I think Earth is a donut.
So the one big glaring issue with this theory that common sense has to tell you about is that if the moon is really the donut hole, then there's no way you would ever see the moon if you were on the edge of the donut, correct?
Maybe you're on the inside of the donut?
So, but okay, here's my point though. If someone would have to be able to go to the edge of the donut at some point, and they would not ever see the moon. There's no land mass at all in this planet.
What are you talking about?
Where you can't see the moon.
There are several problems with this theory. I don't think that's the only glaring issue.
You think the moon only goes around one part of the donut?
No,
it goes down around you and switches around.
Oh, so it does a two-sided figure eight through the hole in the donut.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense actually.
Wouldn't this theory mean that the Earth's curvature would be drastically more noticeable? The curve would be a fraction of what it would be on the spherical Earth theory.
Well, have you ever actually looked at the Earth curve before?
I mean, not exactly. I've never felt the curve.
Yeah, so that's my theory. Can you really believe everything you see? No. Can you see everything that you believe? No. There's nothing.
Man, that is the
It's all
most
fake.
deep thing you've ever said. You
It's
said
not
some
real.
deep things, but that hits different.
If the Earth really was a donut, what type of donut would it be?
Mushroom and cheese donut?
I don't know, man. I was thinking more it would be sweet, man. There's a lot of sweet stuff on this Earth.
Aota. I don't think so.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think so. What Earth you living in?
There's a lot of salt water. It might be a salty and sweet kind of donut.
What type of donut would the moon be?
The moon isn't a donut. It's a Tim's Bits.
But what flavor of Tinbit would the moon be?
The Cheetos Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Timbit.
That's disgusting.
The
That's
Cheetos
wrong.
Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Donut.
If I ate that, I actually think I'd throw up. That's really gross.
You
That
don't
is
want
not-
one?
No.
You don't want one, dude?
I
No.
recently had the Cheetos Flamin' Hot Mac and Cheese. That stuff was awful. It was so hot, you couldn't even enjoy it. And they were really slippery, too. It wasn't like the nice, buttery, gooey mac and cheese. It was just wet noodles that are way too hot and don't have any
delectable.
flavor besides that.
And then you flushed it down the toilet.
I did. I took it and on Discord with Matthew, I flushed half of the Cheetos Flamin' Hot
it's one of
mac
those
and cheese
days.
down the toilet. Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't going to, I couldn't wash it down my sink, and I wasn't going to dump it in the trash and have it just be a swamp down there.
No, I hear ya. So
Yeah, if you
I don't
dump
know
that in
if
the sink, it might erode the pipes. So.
Yeah, so I eroded my toilet pipes instead.
So from what I have heard about the donut-shaped Earth, it actually is possible to be a thing. And not that our Earth is a donut, but there could be other donut-shaped planets. It'd be
But
pretty
our
weird for
Earth
them to
is a
form.
donut? See, the thing is, remember how you guys ever watched Multiverse of Madness? You know how there's all the different Earths? Well, that's what this is. So we are on Donut Earth, but we're also on Velociraptor Earth and Cylinder Earth. They're all real. Except for the round Earth. There's no round Earth.
That would be stupid. Imagine our planet being a sphere. Preposterous. How boring.
Stupid.
Be like all those other planets. My boy Galvarino, he was a Mupache warrior in the 1500s, and he committed the big sin and defied the Spanish. So they cut his hands off, and he literally turned his hands into swords and went into battle and fought the Spanish for the rest of his life. He literally just strapped spikes to his limbs and went in swinging.
Yeah, he was taken prisoner alongside 150 other natives from his tribe. As a punishment, they amputated their hands. Usually, people were amputated their right hand, and their right hand and their nose were amputated. But in Galvarino's case, they just cut off both hands, and then they were released and sent back as like meant to be like a warning to say like, you know, this is what happens if you're not going to listen to us. Just general deplorable stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Typical empire behavior. Yeah.
darn
then-
1500s Spanish Empire.
Classic moment. I don't know why empires used to do stuff like this. It kind of sucks, but
he got back at
it
him.
did not work. It did not work. It did
he
not
actually
work.
came back with something worse than hands. Like,
Yeah.
He this was an improvement.
Yeah, this was like an augmentation for him. Yeah, he went back to his people, showed them that they took his hands, and that, you know, they were like, yeah, you know, they cut off our hands and they cut off our noses. And everybody was like, wow, man, the Spanish kind of suck. And so he tied knives to his wrists and then ran into battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they fought the governor. They fought the governor himself.
Oh, they took it to the man?
They took it straight to the man himself, and he killed the number 2 leader in command in that battle.
I would love to see a movie about this guy.
Dude,
I wonder
this
if there
guy's
is.
insane, man.
Ah,
He deserves a movie.
Dude, Galvarino.
100%, dude.
Galvarino.
He fought down to the end, it seems.
But unfortunately, the end was still not super
Yeah, the
great
end was
for
not
him.
great for him.
Oh
But
no, what happened?
He fought, and then after over an hour of combat, the Spanish still won the battle.
Oh
and
no.
He was executed. Yeah, he was
He
ordered
was
to be he was
thrown to
ordered to be
dogs.
thrown to dogs, although it seems that the real way he was executed was actually he was hanged.
So, who is this this governor? Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Sorry.
Worse than Hitler.
Garcia Hurtado de Mendoza. Why is this guy's article longer than Galvarino's article?
Oh, it shouldn't be.
First of all, that kind of sucks. He only was a governor for 4 years. So if it's like us, we only have 4-year terms. This guy got voted out pretty quick. But I want to kind of imagine this guy died. Let's see what happened.
Well, I'm quite sure he died.
Well, no, I'm sure he died, but how did he die? Oh, no, he didn't die. He didn't leave office because he died. He was still alive for
He probably just
over
lived.
30 years after he left office.
Yeah,
he
are
was
you
still
kidding?
alive.
This guy's a city named after him.
Oh, really?
Oh, come
Seriously?
on.
Man, history is not nice. That's all I'm saying.
Galvarino should have run his knife hands through this man's chest.
Galvarino should have a city named after him.
Amen.
Let's see. Mendoza, he was known to be haughty, proud of his lineage and intelligence, authoritarian in outlook, and subject to violent outbreaks.
Wow.
He made enemies, mostly hidden even within his own circle. That's torn straight
This
from the
guy's
wiki.
like a classic villain.
Yeah,
Why is this not a movie?
Yeah, he really is. How did he die? How did he die?
He just died. He
just died.
He literally just keeled over and died.
Yeah, the only reason he was a big deal was because he was in like some sort of high society bloodline.
Oh, this is a classic movie villain.
Even look at him, he looks like a classic villain.
I'm so glad people don't dress like that anymore.
Why? How come? This is kind of goofy for me to say because I know in 500 years people will be going like, "Oh my gosh, well, how come people back in 2022 dress so goofy?" But legitimately, if you look at my man Garcia Hurtado de Mendoza here,
Yeah, like what he wearing, bro?
Like even the fan art of him, because that's what these portraits are. Even the fan art is like,
My man's
he's not
looking
exactly
like a pilgrim
flattering.
out here. Like,
right.
bro, what's he doing, man?
He's looking like a pilgrim.
He looking like he bought aboard the Mayflower. On God, man.
So okay, why did they have that like big puffy collar that looked like it was out of like a coffee
Coffee filter.
a filter? Yeah, it's like a
It's a
coffee filter around that.
Hey, that was just what it was, man. Man got the drip.
He's like wider around the waist than he is at the shoulders too. His shoulders look like they're only about as wide as like his ears, And it's only kind of fluffed up a little bit because he's wearing these massive clothes and this big wool cape.
Honestly, this guy sounds like silly cringe. Like, if you meet him in real life, like, that's just what he is.
He does look like a pilgrim, though.
It says he was prone to violent outbreaks, which tells me that, like, if something set him off, he would just start throwing dishes and smashing things and making a mess and then go cry in the corner.
Yeah,
He just looks
no,
like
it's kinda-
spoiled rich kid. That's kind
That's
of the vibe
exactly
I
what
get.
he was. Like,
He looks like the kind of guy who would just see the indigenous people as like animals and be like, "Oh, ew, one of them touched me.
yeah, he looks like
Quick,
that.
Jeeves, bring me my soap
By
forthwith."
Jove.
By
No,
Jove.
like, this guy just looks like a scumbag.
He's
And
awful.
apparently he was. So.
Yeah, this guy really does not look... Okay, in the second picture right here, I don't even think, like, his beard is more of his neck than it is his actual beard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, this guy just kind of makes me mad.
I think we've actually spent
If we
more
see-
time talking about this guy than we have about the
Yeah, because this guy's
That's
article is
true.
like twice as long.
I'm really disappointed that this battle didn't go well for Galvarino.
Yeah, I really
He-
wish that they had won.
I mean, to fight and die in battle and get into Valhalla and all that's that's completely the
Yeah.
wrong religion. But that kind of concept, I like.
I admire
but-
it. I really admire this guy a lot.
At the
Nah,
at the
he
same
did.
time, though, he definitely deserved to at least like take a slice at Mendoza.
Yeah. I mean, if he killed the second in command,
That's pretty good, but Mendoza did not care, guaranteed.
he would have been scared for his own life. But
Oh, he would have been
yeah.
scared for his own life, but he wouldn't have cared that anybody else had died.
Galvarino looks like a JoJo character.
He does.
Like,
Oh my gosh,
He looks like a
please bring
JoJo
him into
character that would get
JoJo's.
killed off in like 2 episodes.
Wouldn't Mendoza be a JoJo's character?
yeah, Mendoza would be an embarrassing villain.
So I'm not sure how reliable this information is. I mean, a lot of the information we have from the 1500s, we're not, exactly sure. But the legend here is that seconds after losing his first hand, when they were cutting it off, Galvarino quietly removed his stump arm from the log and just put his other arm up, like, all right, one done, one
All
more
right,
to go.
there we go. What a guy.
Oh, okay. Wait, a little bit of a character arc here. Apparently, after he, got his second hand cut off, he's like, all right, no, just kill me, deliver the killing blow. And that was the reason they let him live, is because he put his head on the chopping block and was like, all right, finish me off. And they were like, ha, nah. But their
Nah.
biggest mistake was letting him live.
Dude.
So that's why he put his hand up on the chopping block. Like, he was just done. Like, he was
Yeah, he
not,
was ready
like-
to go,
yeah. It was gonna go, but no.
but they let him live.
He made the most of it. I respect this guy. No, Galvarino deserves a lot more credit than he has. I don't want to say people have forgotten about him, but nobody really gives him enough credit. Like, why does Mendoza have a city named after himself and Galvarino doesn't?
We should rename the city Galvarino just to spite him.
Yeah, petition to rename it.
I think now would be a great time to discuss Tycho Brahe.
Tycho Brahe.
Tycho Brahe. I just want to say first off, before we even get into who he is or what he did, this man had a mustache. And not
Yeah.
just any mustache. He had a comically large mustache.
They say that cats have whiskers that are longer than like their width, so that when they walk through a doorway, they know if they're going to fit, so they don't get stuck. That's what this guy was doing with his mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
the mustache legitimately went wider than his head.
And this guy was in the same type of attire that Mendoza was, but he actually wore it well.
Yeah, he was a lot drippier
That's
with it.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mendoza looks
he-
more like he wore it just because he had to and it was fitting for the time. Tycho Brahe, like, I can't imagine him wearing anything else.
yeah.
He was a bit of a weird guy, though. I wanna say straight up front, he is no boring astronomer.
He certainly
Uh,
isn't. Yeah.
This man, we haven't even gotten to the moose yet.
So his call to fame, the reason he stands out to other astronomers of the time, was that he wore a metal nose made out of silver because he lost his real nose in a duel.
In a duel?
Yeah, in a duel, it got cut
Wait,
off.
oh, what is the story? Like, what kind of duel? Was this back in the age where you could, like, just challenge someone to a duel in the street and they pretty much
I think
had
it was
to
a
fight?
sword fight.
Yes, it was a sword duel with a fellow Danish nobleman, who was also his
Yeah.
third cousin, Manderup Parsberg.
Oh,
They were drunk and got into a fight over who was better at math, and then decided to settle it with a duel.
dude, he was
Oh
20
my
when he
God.
lost
He
his
was
nose.
he was 20,
He was
and they
young.
decided to settle it on a duel outside in the dark.
This is what happens when nerds go to war, when
Yeah.
they fight.
No, he got a scar on his forehead and lost his nose.
Wait a
And-
second.
I
but
mean-
the two reconciled afterwards.
Yeah, no, there was no beef because they were drunk. So they're like, yeah,
Oh,
my
he was
bad,
just
my
like,
bad.
Hey man,
And
sorry
so-
about your nose. Nah, dude, it's
Yeah.
cool. Didn't need it anyway. Check this out. I got a silver one.
Yeah,
Ah,
no, like
sick.
they reconciled and they were all cool.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, he had a prosthetic nose that was made of. Oh, it was actually made of brass.
Oh, I thought it was silver.
Although no,
Oh,
there
maybe he
was
changed
there
it.
were gold and silver noses that he also had that he wore. On
Oh, so
special
he had
occasions.
multiple.
Okay, so
Yeah, dude, no way. So Tycho Brahe, his assistant was Johannes Kepler, and then Kepler, after Tycho died, used all of Tycho's data to develop laws about planetary motion.
His planetary model was apparently discredited, but his astronomical observations were an essential contribution to the scientific revolution. Apparently, he was very precise with a lot of his measurements and whatnot. And yeah, I guess just a lot of the data he gathered was pretty important. That's kind of the main idea I'm getting.
Wow.
I'm not seeing like,
Yeah, no, he got-
Tycho Brahe, he was the man who realized the moon wasn't made out of cheese.
Yeah, like he didn't do
changed
any
science forever.
huge, mega big change. Like he didn't like
No, it's
discover
just
the sun or something.
he more just
Right.
changed the formula of the way we.
Yeah, he just provided a lot of much needed information for astronomers.
that. Honestly, I feel like that's better.
His body has been exhumed twice, once in 1901 and once in 2010.
What are they doing to his body?
I have no idea. 2010, they wanted to find out
I just wanted to see if he was dead.
how he died and to identify what his fake nose was made out of. Jackson, you want to speak of how he died?
He died from holding his pee too long.
According to the first-hand account of Kepler himself, Tycho was at a banquet and he refused to leave and go to the bathroom because he believed it would have been a breach of etiquette. So after
Aw,
he
what a
returned
guy.
home, like after he left and went back home, he was no longer able to urinate, except
Oh.
eventually in very small quantities with excruciating pain. That is awful. That's
that
rough.
sucks.
But
Oh,
I
so
mean,
he did refuse to go to the bathroom.
he refused to go to the bathroom because he was at a banquet and he didn't want to be awkward.
This makes me mad that like Kepler told him, he's like, dude, go to the bathroom. And he's like, no,
Right.
I can't.
Wait, Kepler told him to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
apparently.
God.
Kepler was telling him, he's like, dude, get up and go, man. It's not that bad. And he's like, nah, I
Kepler.
can't.
Yeah, important distinction
was
here.
it-
It would not have been a breach of etiquette. It's just that Tycho really thought it would be a breach of etiquette.
Yeah, this is like when social awkwardness gets really dangerous. Poor guy.
This is rough, dude. This is
No.
real sad.
Oh, no. Tycho wrote his own epitaph. Oh, it just says he lived like a sage and died like a fool.
Oh.
He literally wrote
Oh.
that about himself. No. Dude, why did frickin' Governor Mendoza not die from holding his pee too long?
Yeah, I
He
feel like that would
deserved
really have
that
been like
fate.
That would have been better. That would have been like the biggest.
Honestly, though, I
Biggest
feel like
troll.
Government Mendoza would have been the type of person to wet himself and then blame it on someone else at the party. Like, that would have been good.
Yeah.
You know in
Yeah.
Cars 2, when the bad car, the Land Rover, leaks oil and blames it on Mater? That's what, like,
Did you just make a
that's-
Cars 2 reference? Bless you, Jackson.
A lot of people said that it was likely he died from mercury poisoning, but no, it appears to
Nah.
be that he died from holding his pee too long.
Yeah.
Is that why they
Um,
keep exhuming his body just to be like, no, guys, he
guys.
didn't die from holding his pee in? No, he did. Okay, well, put him back. So apparently in February 2010, some wild conspiracy theorists believed that maybe he could have been murdered, so they dug him up again.
Yeah, you're right, dude. They murdered him. They convinced him to hold his
I
pee.
feel like they're
They-
trying
That's
to,
what
like,
it was.
obsess over the fact of, like, no, this guy did not die from holding his pee, and I feel like, yes, he died from holding
Well,
his pee.
I'm just.
Well, he was at a
dude,
banquet. They say like maybe somebody snuck something in his food and killed him, but
No.
like this guy, why? Was he going to find out that the earth was actually donut shaped and, they had to cover it up?
Yeah, they were gonna find it out and they had to stop it. Okay. Now, what of this moose?
Apparently Tycho had a tame moose, And I guess he just kept the moose around in the castle with him. He just walked around. So one of Tycho's friends asked him if he could borrow the moose for some reason. He's like, yeah, you can borrow my moose for a little while. But then he had to send another letter to the guy reporting that apparently the moose had just died. So I guess he took the moose to entertain a nobleman at Landskrona, and apparently during dinner the elk had gotten like super just plastered. He had a lot of beer. And he fell down the stairs and died.
Oh my God.
No.
It died from falling down the
The
stairs.
drunk moose fell down the stairs and died.
So yeah,
Hold
I
up,
guess
was this an elk or was it a moose?
I think it's an elk.
The Wikipedia says elk and then in parentheses,
Parentheses
moose.
moose. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it had to have done some damage too, because a moose falling down the stairs. Like, yeah, the moose is dead. That's bad, but I'm like, the stairs are not okay. Neither are the walls. The antlers probably just destroyed everything.
No.
I mean,
Poor moose.
a drunk moose alone is already gonna do some damage.
Imagine you just rent your moose to somebody and they get it drunk. Already,
Well,
that's
no.
rough enough.
No,
Then
so he
they
was
kill
going
it.
to rent it. He was going to rent it to this guy named Wilhelm. Then the moose got real drunk and fell down the stairs.
So as Tycho gave his own moose alcohol, and it fell down the stairs and died.
The moose was at a friend's house, so it wasn't even.
Oh no!
He took his moose to his friend's house.
Yeah, he
Dude, so
brought
I
it
wonder if, like-
to entertain a nobleman in Landskrona. I don't know where that is. And during dinner at this guy's house, the moose got super drunk and fell down the stairs. Died.
Can you imagine? You're just sitting around the table eating dinner at a nobleman's castle, and a drunk moose just tumbles down the stairs.
You just hear it
from-
crashing down
Oh,
in the next
no.
room over.
Was it at all like a common thing for the time for wealthy people to own moose at all?
I like to
No.
think it was not. I like to
I
think
really
he just...
don't think it was. I don't know. I think it's evident that Tycho Brahe had a pretty exciting social life. So Tycho owned a castle called Heaven.
Okay.
That's why he's Lord of Heaven. Literally Lord of Heaven.
That's
Well,
kind of
and
cool. I
then
see why he wanted the
Based.
castle.
Like, that's cool. And so he wanted the castle to, go to his kids and stuff. But then the, king didn't really care that much about science. Old king promised Tycho that the castle that Tycho owned would go to his kids. That was, the family castle. The new king, after some controversy, was like, I don't really know. And so problems arose. The king's doctor had gripes with Tycho, as well as several bishops who suspected him of heresy.
I mean,
Yeah,
fair
so-
enough, honestly, given
yeah,
what we know about the man.
Everybody was apparently really mad at him.
For what heresy?
Wait, because Tycho asked them to stop exercising people in his house, and the priests got mad.
Oh my god.
And so he had to step out. Yeah, then the emperor was like, "Yo, come move to Prague," and he was like, "Okay," and so he moved there and chilled there for the rest of his life. And then P jump scare dies.
Oh, well, yeah.
Urine jump scare.
Yeah, like that was it. That was the
Aw.
end.
So I don't know if there's anything. I mean, I am sure that there's more to be said about Tycho Brahe, but that seems to be most of the interesting information here in the Wikipedia. We seem to have covered the main bases: the drunken moose,
the really important things.
the castle. Yeah,
And once again, he got the mustache.
Dude.
yeah. I don't think we've emphasized the mustache as much as Tycho deserved. I mean, this man, what he lost in nose, he made up for in stash. Let me tell you. Hi again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. You can find more episodes of our show on YouTube and Spotify, which we encourage you to share with your friends so we can grow the podcast. And drop a comment down below if you're feeling extra generous. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm gonna go post that one on Twitter.com.